back. We're back at Different Lens. Again, Mark, you are?
The face, Katrina.
You are?
The gambler, the tragic antagonist, it hit different.
Okay, he's excited right now. We have a guest. Introduce yourself real fast, Mr. Guest.
The newbie, DJ Dustin.
DJ. How do you get the DJ tag?
Oh,
The young genius.
Actually, yeah, it's complicated. My initials, but I changed my name, like my first, last, and middle name a few years back.
Oh, okay. So you kept the DJ?
Yeah.
So I'm supposed to assume that you get Zigga Zigga?
Nah, actually.
Okay, we got our own Zigga Zigga. We got our own Zigga Zigga. But you worked at Yahoo and you worked at the Shadow League. Can you tell us a little bit about the NBA All-Star voting, the process in of itself? Because I looked at the numbers the other day, and they had Luka, which I kind of expect, the Greek Freak, but there was a couple of names in there that looked kind of funny, like as far as getting a lot of votes and possibly could actually win the starting job. Taco Fall and Alex Caruso.
Yeah. Like I called him Bizarro, Discount, Bird Magic, baby.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
needed NBA needs some Celtic Lakers rivalries.
Yeah, that's definitely one.
Some reserves, but yeah, right there. Well, basically, you know, it's a percentage of the players, of the fans get about 50%, and the players and the coaches,
Right.
They get a say in it as well. And right now, you know, you got Luka leading the voters, Giannis obviously, Trae Young surprisingly in the East, which is crazy considering, you know, they've won 10 games.
No, but that's legit though, isn't like his team is like kind of whack, but he's doing all right.
Yeah, it's a lot of. I mean, I feel like it's a lot of volume, but you know, me personally, I would have liked someone on a winning squad, but I guess it's a fans game,
right?
So I guess the fans don't really necessarily need someone who's.
They don't
get basketball. They only out.
It's a popularity contest.
Right? You know, yeah.
It is.
Oh, without a doubt. So basically, and the demographic is getting younger and younger and younger.
It's online.
Because it's probably younger.
It's online. It's in his phone.
Yeah, because everyone was so, you know, the prognosticators and such, and the analysts, they were saying, oh, how come, you know, these guys have more votes than LeBron? But there's a 15-year age gap.
Yeah.
15 years between LeBron and Luka.
And Luka, that's crazy.
So ain't too many kids. The ones who really drive the online voting, that's going to be on the computer to click and vote, you know, they're not going to pick LeBron over a millennial that's coming up, the new guy that's coming up.
That's true.
Because they're going to look at like LeBron's old.
Yeah, he's a dinosaur.
This is not his peak years.
Giannis.
So they're not looking at that.
It's Giannis' time, it's Luka's
Trae's
time, it's Trae's time. Because remember, Trae Young was a big star coming out of college. So coming out of nowhere. They were comparing him to Steph Curry.
Yeah.
And funny, I mean, he's done more to at least honor those comparisons than I thought he would.
Yeah,
soon.
He's definitely like evolved quicker than I thought he would. Like he started out really slow last year. You know, he was chucking up 30-footers and missing like 70% of them, but
and he's lighting the ass too though.
Oh yeah,
he was lighter in the ass last year than he is now. And
yeah, he's been away from him a little bit. He's getting there. Like it was like Steph when he came in the league. You know,
exactly.
Steph was a small dude. Yep. He wasn't a great point guard ball handler, but he improved. But Trae's ahead of his. I mean, I don't think he's ever going to be his level as a pure shooter.
Right now, he's a scorer. He's a volume
scorer. Yeah, exactly.
Guy. So let's go back a couple years ago. Yao Ming, Shaq. Yao Ming was winning the All-Star Game votes because he had all of China, and China has 10 zillion people voting, right?
They do.
The same thing's going on now. Luka is probably leading right now. Was he leading?
Yeah. He was leading Giannis by like 600 votes.
And where's LeBron? Third?
Yeah, LeBron was the only player in the East with the million votes.
You're not getting them Hong Kong votes.
Exactly. So is Luka, because he's basically representing Europe, for the lack of a better phrase, here in globalization.
Game, yeah.
And globalization, can we tie that to...
And age.
Can we tie that to David Stern?
Plus...
R.I.P.
David
Stern.
I was about to say that.
Plus the most important thing that I wrote about in the Shadow League last week is race, obviously.
Like, before we get to the race, let's honor David Stern for what he did as far as globalization of the NBA.
Yeah.
And we're not going to trounce on a dead young man.
David Stern was a monster. He had his positives, and some would say he had his cultural challenges.
Right, I would go with that. That's a good way of putting it.
Yeah, but by the time like when they had to wear
the dress
uniform,
code,
dress code, right.
The Iverson rule.
Yeah, he was an older guy by then. He was in his late 60s.
Right.
He was showing his age.
And like Goodell, he didn't want nobody to F the money up.
He came out.
He didn't want y'all young dudes to F the bag up. That's all it really was.
He came out when Jordan and were wearing suits to games, looking professional.
He
came out.
He came in like
our fans are on Wall Street. They're big time businessmen.
I mean, you know,
I'm talking about the ones that buy the tickets.
Yeah, that's why the Garden is sold out for the next 20 years.
But I'll give him credit for this. He never actually, like, the thing is, he never actually enforced it. It was more of sort of
It's
for the sponsors, like, you know, winking and nodding.
Adam Silver moves the same way.
Yeah, but there's a difference though. Adam Silver, no disrespect to Mr. Stern and his regime again, is Adam has embraced more of the culture, and particularly as it relates to Colin Kaepernick, although he's football, but the situation that David Stern had in his era was when Chris Jackson at the time had a situation also. God bless David Stern. Right? I'm not knocking him, but
he just evolved with the time.
Exactly.
Because remember, he's a disciple
20 years,
of
we'll
David
see
Stern.
when we talk about Adam
He's a
Silver.
disciple of David Stern. He
Time
studied
passes everyone by.
He studied David Stern for
I'll say
20
this
years.
about Stern. I don't think any commissioner has ever changed any league, had this much impact on any sport. Like, you can't think of anyone.
Oh, even other commissioners bowed down to him.
Yeah, no, nobody.
Right, all of
They
them
all
bowed
came to
down.
him. Paul Batman used to be an exec for him.
Right,
I agree with that. Buzz Selig, it's comparable what Buzz Selig did for baseball as far as expansion and
Yeah, he did a great job
globalization.
also, yeah.
They both had the
But
same.
baseball was already.
They had a lot of the same
Baseball went
concepts.
the opposite direction. I mean, maybe revenue wise, but they were
Right,
popular.
not
sport.
popularity wise,
Yeah.
revenue wise, but
NBA
globally,
nothing.
you have people now in Africa, Netherlands playing baseball they've never played baseball.
Other than soccer, which one's the biggest sport? We know that
It's
soccer.
basketball.
You think basketball?
Yeah, I think
Across the world?
Yeah.
Oh, besides soccer,
Besides soccer?
Yeah.
I think now it's definitely.
for sure.
I'm sure if we ran a number. There's
Where don't
no
they
way.
play basketball? I think yes way.
I think
That's-
China puts them over the top.
China, thank you. That's what I'm saying.
I really do though.
I think
Man.
that's what-
China.
It's the most popular
It's gotta
sport in
catch on.
China now.
Clay, can you run the numbers on that, please?
What sport would you think would be more popular than soccer
in
or
America,
basketball?
in America, I would say football is number
In
one.
America, yeah.
Yeah,
No.
I mean,
Football is the Super Bowl is the most watched.
No, I'm
event.
talking about overall.
Football
Oh,
only lasts
okay.
16 weeks, but it is
But
not a more popular
there's no major
sport than basketball.
Sundays are shut
He's saying-
down.
Yeah, but football is not more popular sport than
he's
basketball.
saying in the U.S.
And okay, in the U.S.
No.
It's up
No,
there.
you're
It's up
confusing
there.
two different things. You're confusing
Like
the
the Super Bowl.
rarity of a 16-game football season.
Hold on,
I
man.
got basketball, baseball, soccer, ice hockey, tennis, golf, professional wrestling.
And that's in order?
Yeah,
Oh wow.
That's in America or in the world?
America.
So what are they again?
Basketball, baseball, soccer, ice hockey, tennis, golf.
Which
Damn,
will
way
go
off.
back to what I was trying to say. Football is like a niche sport almost. Now it's becoming in Americans. Is that
It's
if I'm
not
using
played
the
right.
right
It's
word?
becoming less popular in a sense because of all this concussion talk.
And
and
you
Played less, watch,
How
but
is that
watch.
less popular? Sundays are
I'm not
shut
saying-
down.
No, listen.
But only for 16 weeks.
Thank you.
I got
It's
that.
because of how short the season is.
Basketball has a summer league.
82 games, summer league plus the yes.
Yeah, it's a lot of basketball.
Free
Basketball's
agency is
almost
like-
all year.
But
trades all summer long.
but popularity would encompass
That's true.
how many people play on the grassroots level, do high school, do college, pro, and basketball. Everyone plays basketball.
Yeah, even people,
Football numbers are decreasing every day.
There has been football players that transferred over to play basketball.
That's true. So what do you attest to the viewership being down in the NBA and also NCAA?
The what?
Viewership, TVS.
Oh, that's the
smartphone.
that
Because
pertains.
people get free streaming now. Like,
Yeah,
that's why
more
Like,
games available.
The NBA has a
Yes.
problem with everyone's resting. You know, no one's taking the regular season seriously. It's long.
It's
They
load
watch the
management.
playoffs. That's
Load
it.
management is a problem. Like I was telling someone the other day, I never noticed this year. I'm noticing so many guys are out with illnesses.
Right.
That's like the new thing now. That's no one's talking about. Everyone's sitting out like last weekend. I noticed it was like 10 stars sitting out with illness.
Right.
Or like some sort of minor ankle thing that an injury we didn't see them. They didn't get like in game.
Right.
So suddenly like they were sick.
All of a sudden.
So going back to like LeBron's early in LeBron's career, there's only a couple teams in basketball that we know gonna really win. Like we know it's gonna be Lakers, Clippers in the Western Conference. Like nothing else is gonna happen this season.
Wait, like, all right, I'm gonna wait till
Right,
the playoffs.
nobody pays the same attention
I'm
anymore
gonna
to
tell
the
you,
regular
I fall
season.
into that category
They wait
because
for the
I only
playoffs.
I either watch games I know are gonna be close games, or I know it's gonna be all right.
Leave
It's
that to
playoffs.
your
I fall into
ESPN
that.
talking
I do
heads who
that.
have made the playoffs.
I do watch
everything in regular
NCAA
season
though. I
means-
do watch
Nah,
that.
you're right.
I'm very interested in
Why
watching
would you
that.
That's fine. You said something about ESPN and their talking heads?
Yeah, they've made the regular season mean nothing.
Yes.
Now the playoffs mean everything. You used to be able to enjoy the regular season knowing that your team wasn't going to win a championship and it wasn't a big deal. You might even have some optimism You know, every now and I'm sure those Atlanta Hawks teams with Dominique thought they could beat the Celtics, and those Houston Rockets teams thought they could, with Sampson, thought they could beat the Lakers. And I remember when Sleepy Floyd dropped 50 in the playoffs that one game, but in reality, no one was defeating the Lakers and the Celtics. You know what I mean?
You lost those two.
It's like, so nobody, and then they tell you ain't Jack Dookie if you don't win a championship anymore.
You don't win a title. Yeah.
So who really cares?
Look at how we treat James Harden. You know, James Harden improved a lot. Like, especially defense. We used to clown him for that. But
he's a monster.
We clown him because, you know, he loses to Golden State.
Yeah, we do clown him. Unfortunately, and we almost don't enjoy, at least me personally, I guess the pure basketball guys like yourself enjoy James Harden a little bit more than I do.
I hate James Harden's game.
Because I would just like for him to complete the mission, be the best player, and also know how to sacrifice like the greatest players did and give of yourself.
He played all 82.
Like James Worthy did for entire. James Worthy sacrificed points his entire career to basically become a forgotten man. If you would have asked James Worthy now, was it worth it to be totally forgotten like you were a bum? Right? When you could have played on another team and averaged 26 a game for your career.
What do you think he's going to say?
I don't know.
Give me those rings.
I don't know that.
Give me those
rings. Because as you sit and you're 60 years old and everybody talks about the Magic, Kareem, Lakers, when it was really legitimately a big three,
I mean, that would hurt me. It wasn't like he missed out on like a max contract back then. There was no max contracts.
Right, but he would have never stayed with the Lakers his entire career if there were max contracts.
That's true. That's true.
Because he would have challenged himself and see he could have been on one.
That's why guys rest so much. They're worried about the next contract.
Kyrie could have won 2 more championships with LeBron.
Let's not ever discuss Kyrie on this show again. You mentioned James Harden plays 82 games. He only plays half the game, so he plays 41 games. He plays no defense.
He's got a little better. He loses a little bit his attention.
Kyrie,
great
one-on-one basketball player, not a team player. Cancerous.
Personality
is not one that's great, which is a great segue. He's of the entitled environment that's pervasive throughout basketball and sports as a whole, such as Kevin Love.
There's only one thing.
Such as Kevin Love.
Before you transition to Kevin Love's antics, I just want to say one thing. It's easy to say these things about Kyrie Irving, but what you can never take away from him is that he's actually done it. He's actually played his position, completed the task, performed incredibly, and won a championship. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of guys that have the same problems he has with ego and this and that. And James, they have to take the rap. When he had the chance, though,
he can't accept he's a sidekick. That's
he can't. You're right.
He couldn't accept that like he was a number 2.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, he's great as a sidekick.
Great. Yeah. He's not a locker room leader. Yeah.
He's not a leader.
Him and Kevin Durant, that's gonna be in terms of personality.
I've been saying
that's
a huge issue.
I said that's gonna be a big issue.
Transition.
A big issue. I respect players that they're great and they make their team look great. Like if you're just dropping 50 points and your team's not winning, you can't win a championship. Then what is that talent for? Indeed. I feel like you should have the talent to make your team look good. I respect players like that, and I respect LeBron because he does that. Yeah. He does that. Even though he can score every point on every possession, he sits there and says, "You know what? I know they're gonna double team me, so I'm not gonna just throw up anything. Even though I know it's probably gonna go in or might go in, I make my team look better." Like you.
He's frustrating to play with, though.
Yes,
but he's more talented
because he's like a narcissist with controlling the game.
He knows. I know.
It's not just with him. It's not just needing the ball. He has a certain IQ that most players don't have. No. So it's like the real smart kid that's a dick almost, because you don't know what the hell he's talking about. I just played, bro.
Makes sense.
And he's like, yo, right? By the 32nd game,
he's telling you to move someplace. I'm not even open. Like,
he's telling you 3 moves ahead.
Yeah,
he gotta be.
I don't want to play.
He has to be a pain in the ass to play with.
Yeah, Rondo too. I think Rondo.
Because him and Kobe are similar in that very intellectual capacity to play the game. Nobody wants to deal with that.
Right.
Because there's people that have won championships not overthinking shit like y'all do.
Yeah, you gotta think too much. Slow down.
You know? And if I'm not a cerebral player, I'm done playing with those guys. Right? That's why cerebral players play well with them. specialists
That's true.
that can take direction.
They know their roles.
Because all LeBron gonna just like Jordan.
That's why he brings his friends in.
You go there, you go down.
Yeah, I can handle him.
Yeah.
And somebody like Kyle Kuzma, you know.
That's why he didn't work out with Delonte West.
No.
No.
This is why there's a problem with Kyle Kuzma.
Mom has something to do
I'm
with
about to say, we're not getting into that.
Why would the Lakers, guys and girls, why would the Lakers even want to give up Kyle Kuzma right now when they know that they're an old team? He's 24. Why would they even be entertaining trade
He's not a
talks?
cornerstone or anything like that.
No.
It's not like you.
But
miss
this,
him.
but no, he.
If you get
I
some
guarantee
value
you, he will come in handy one of these playoff games when you need somebody to get some.
I mean, if you get value,
that already?
if you get
but
value,
this is what I'm saying. But do you know why he probably won't make it with LA? Not just because LeBron, is real thin-skinned and is often petty. It's because Kyle Kuzma, and this is the truth, you can't ignore it. His dating habits are so horrific. No, you have to look at the total person, right? He's shooting a career low 42%. Every other week, he's with a new IG model and another island, this, that. He got to tone it down,
not
bro.
draws to the game as much.
No, I'm not trying to comment on people's personal life. It's the same thing I said with OBJ.
Yeah, he got blonde hair.
He got to tone it down a little.
Yes, you do.
You can't let them dictate who you think you are.
Right.
You ain't nobody yet on the court. I know you are gasped beyond belief right now.
Because you got a different girl every week.
Oh my God, he's with the
loving the life.
he's with the biggest and the brightest.
They're the best team in the league.
He
right
got
now,
his pick of the litter, bro.
Yeah.
Trust me.
And now they're no longer scrubs. Yeah.
But I think it
Big time,
affects
baby.
your mind frame now when you go on the court and you got to play a subservient role.
Right.
And you like, nah,
I'm the man.
I am the man.
Right.
It's like when Nick Young and D'Angelo Russell.
And it
fought.
hurts. I think in that case it hurts him, but
He's young-minded, so of course he's gonna think like that.
Right.
You think I'm gonna listen to you? I got 20 girls after me or whatever. You
Right.
think I got all this money? Giving young people all that money. Listen.
I mean, Robin was pulling 20 freaking thousand rebounds a game when
Robin was
when he dyed his hair blonde, and he was a big time celebrity, but he earned his championship.
But he was already by the time
He had already won them.
champ by then. Yeah, he was one of the best defenders and rebounders.
So a lot of these guys just put the cart before the wagon nowadays,
That's the entitlement.
and that's why I want to ask DJ, what kind of, we have great players, right? We criticize Harden, Joel Embiid, I murder. Great player, love him. I just want to, you expect more from your greats, right? So who are the players to you that you think will be able to really develop without super teaming it and get a championship because Luka Doncic look like the type of player that is very focused on basketball to me.
Absolutely.
So I can see Dallas with one more player.
Giannis don't have doesn't have a.
Giannis is a different beast. He don't even want to play with.
Yeah, he don't want to live anyone. Like,
He told the Banana Boat crew, I ain't hanging out with y'all lanes.
He trains with Kobe. Like that's,
He said
he's on the Kobe. He's in the.
I ain't hanging with y'all lanes.
He's from the Kobe school, yo.
Yo,
I didn't expect.
and y'all all buddy.
Yeah, exactly.
He said I ain't hanging with y'all. Straight
Chris
up.
Middleton. He trains with Kobe. Yeah, I'm impressed by.
I'm gonna take my
two-way
good players and make them very good. Cause all he got is a bunch of good players. That's why I know he's not gonna win
You still
again.
got them coming out of the East.
I remember I gave you. I like the Celtics. Still
Trash.
Toronto or
Philly.
I don't like Philly.
He hates Philly.
Because I just don't like the
Ben
chemistry that,
I don't like the Ben Simmons.
You know how
chemistry either.
the way you feel about Jamie Swinston,
All right.
the way you feel about Jamie Swinston, I feel about Ben Simmons.
Who are you? How you feel about Winston?
Oh boy, you want to do this?
Not
now?
a big fan.
That'll be the next segment.
Not a big
When
fan.
we talk about black quarterback, question:
What's up?
if you had a choice, Embiid's team or Simmons' team, whose team should it be?
Embiid is absolutely like. No, the thing with Ben Simmons is he won't even take the jump shots. Like it's just
He's another one.
That's in the off season.
Kyle Kuzma.
That's in the off. No, on that point.
The Jenner.
That's in the off season.
You don't feel like he got to get no
Why
better.
he
Once you
take
got
no
the Jenner, when you
and
got
the
to
point
get
was,
better.
he said basically, he said something along the lines of, I'm an all-star. I became an all-star, and I got $120 million.
And I got
Why do I need to shoot
Kyrie.
something like I don't need to shoot jump shots.
I mean, and I got Kendrick.
I'm an all-star already.
Travis
And it's
Scott.
like, you don't see, you wouldn't see Jimmy Butler. You don't see Giannis saying that. Giannis like, I'm just trying to get better.
Right.
He's taking the shots, even though he was missing them. He was shooting like 14% in January last year.
So if you right now, you're the deconstructed Philadelphia 76ers, you're putting Embiid as the first guy on your team as opposed to Ben Simmons. He's your number one.
Because Embiid, I have issues. Maybe his knees. I don't know how long he'll last into his 30s, but at least I know he wants it badly.
Gotcha.
And they occupy for each other's space.
Is what Ben Simmons does well enough? That's the question. To offset his offensive liability.
Yes.
He's that fact that he's an offensive liability. And the numbers say, all the nerds say, it is enough. My basketball eye tells me when the playoffs come,
and they clamp down,
it won't be enough, bro.
They know how to solve it.
Yeah, we know that because
you're gonna need another scorer, and Covington is not the answer, bro. Like you need one, and your boy Harris, I still feel he's a cut below what you think he is, because a player like Harris is an 18-point to 20-point scorer during the regular season. In the playoffs, he's like a 13-point per game scorer. I guarantee you.
He's compliment. He's the third best player, and he stretches the floor, which is what they need. He's fine, yo. Like, he's efficient.
He's still gonna.
He's not a good enough third. He's not a good enough third leg. You need a big three.
I mean, they don't. I don't need a big three, man.
I think you need a big three.
Who's the big three for the Lakers? Who's the big three for the Lakers? Kuzma, right?
No one has a big three right now.
Right. No. The NBA is a little different.
I mean, if you look at
if no one has a big three, you only need a big two.
As long as the third
and you don't think Embiid and Simmons are big enough?
As long as your third piece does something, I feel like
to beat who? To beat the Clippers?
Like Draymond Green. Like Draymond Green with Golden State. He's not an elite player, but he does the things that Clay and Steph.
I guarantee you, Philly will lose to the Celtics in the playoffs if they have to face them.
You already owe me some money from the last bet. So you want to run that back?
What was the last bet?
He said that.
What's the last bet I just won?
You didn't win no bets on me.
I just did. When at Coda.
I'm just going to... Oh, yeah, you did.
That was just a point. You won, I lost as far as who was on the team at that time.
Philly's going to lose to the Celtics.
Yeah. I got Philly beating.
And don't sleep on Toronto.
Philly,
Why? Why not sleep on Toronto? Because they're battle tested, and that means a lot in the NBA.
Yeah, they're king.
Because Kawhi didn't take every shot. I watched Saki score 30 in some of those games. I watched Kyle Lowry play some of the best basketball of his career.
No one's feeling Miami?
And what's the other one?
They're one of those teams that look good in the regular season.
Who's the one that come off the bench for Toronto? What he did last year.
Van Fleet?
Oh, yeah. After he had the kid, man.
He still beats them.
His kid was born.
Don't underestimate championship teams because it takes more than one guy to win a championship.
Van Fleet played great.
He was playing terribly before, the girl was pregnant, and he was playing awful.
Did Scottie Pippen take the Bulls to the conference semis or the conference finals?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they had the championship formula intact already. It's more than one player.
They had the greatest coach of all time.
That too.
And they had probably, until now, the greatest European player of all time.
Cool coach, and they had ex superstars who are now
first grade.
Ron
Harper.
That were now just regular players.
Toronto has something to prove because Kawhi's going.
They
like
do.
We still gotta win. They have something to prove.
That's true.
They got ballers, man. They do.
So
But I don't know if they have the talent to overcome.
They might. Listen, when it comes
Well,
down
let's get the money on the board. Let's make it all go good. Who you got?
I don't know.
In the East,
I don't know. I really don't know.
Who you got?
I got the Celtics.
All right, go. Who you got?
I think Philly can win a depleted East.
Okay.
East.
Put your social medias out there. So if you right or wrong, we're gonna tag you.
I got the Celtics coming out the East. Y'all know
Celtics.
I'm not a fan of this one on Twitter all day.
I really don't know.
I got Philadelphia. I'm with you. Who you got in the West?
The Lakers.
Who you got?
Clippers.
Who you got?
Lakers.
It's gonna come down to
I got
the
Clippers.
Clippers.
I got Houston, and then I got the Lakers third. I got Houston second. Come playoff time. I think Houston could beat the Lakers straight up.
I think Houston has the same problems with
honestly,
that they always have.
A few weeks ago, the Bucks was like doing well. They had a great team.
They still doing well.
Yeah, don't sleep on the Bucks. So wait.
Right,
so you got thinking so you think Philly could beat Milwaukee?
Yeah, Milwaukee's a great team. That's what I'm saying. That team's great.
Their team, see, operative word.
Their team they have a great team.
Philly don't have it.
I watched
Philly still a little disjointed to me.
I watched when they played the Lakers, and
the consistency is there with the Bucks.
Yeah, the Bucks. I see them.
It's not there with any of the other teams you mentioned.
That's
they strike me as a squad, one of these squads that like when they play a different team every night, they can they can scheme their way ahead. Giannis is great, but in a 7-game series,
they have a talent.
They
got a talent shortage
too. I can see
too.
them maybe taking the East possibly. That's my opinion.
I mean, yeah, I can see it.
They're gonna come to the finals. I believe so.
We're gonna wrap this segment up. We're gonna highlight the Miami Heat. They're doing an excellent job with less talent than all the other
and
teams.
they got a cap room situation.
Yeah, they're the Nets of last year.
No, they got a dope cap room situation, man.
They have probably one of the top 3 rookies.
They're the Nets of 2018.
They have Bam, who's probably gonna win.
0.5. Yeah, they're 0.5.
He'll be in the All-Star game and also MIP, Most Improved Player.
Yeah,
and they have Jimmy Butler, who's a closer who plays hard and is like his
Tyler Hero, the up and coming shooter.
He's only 19.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, they ain't saying nothing for this year, but
and they got Pat Riley who works magic. That dude was always finding cats in the G League. I mean,
like my man.
And they have I'm saying in the future they got a dope capping situation.
They're not there yet. But
that would be the finish. That would be the finishing touch.
Cool.
If they could take Giannis and switch him from the Bucks,
I'm just saying,
to Miami,
it's possible. It's possible.
There's too many alphas though.
How?
Jimmy's an alpha. Jimmy's like a real alpha.
But that don't mean anything because if Jimmy wants to eventually win a title, that's the type of move that has to happen.
Yeah, you have to.
You know what I mean? Because
him
being an alpha don't mean anything if he wants to win.
He gelled with Embiid. I think the problem there was Simmons, but I
yeah,
think he'd be cool.
Simmons has the same problem Kyle Kuzma has. Too many women.
Well, he got
too many Kardashian. That Kardashian connection.
She's one with
nobody talks about Ben Simmons' Kardashian connection. Who has excelled being affiliated with anyone with the Kardashian? Their last name could be Kendall, but the brainchild of their development were the Kardashian daughters. Okay, so Ben Simmons, another one. Too many trips.
He likes
too many women.
Life.
But you ain't win nothing yet, and you're using your young years to do this stuff.
When you should be peaking.
When you really should be in the gym more.
Let me say this though.
And Ben Simmons got some goddamn nerve being seen out anywhere with a goddamn 3-point shot like that. I don't care. I just have to say it. The audacity of these young boys with money nowadays.
Not even shooting.
Not even. Dude,
he won't even record and taking it.
He won't even take the damn shot.
All right.
But he got the nerve to be at every posh club.
He'll shoot a shot out in the street.
He'll shoot a shot you never think he could make out in the street. And has taken 1 3-pointer in his career. I mean, think about that. It's kind of...
He shot a shot and pulled it.
I'm sure you have an analogy for that.
You finished with your Kevin Love outburst?
No, that's Ben Simmons' outburst.
Okay.
Ben Simmons and Kyle Kuzma because I know what they out here doing in the streets.
Pass, like right at your head.
But hold on.
I know what they out here doing in the streets.
But hold on.
It's not translating.
Let's realize it. Let's not assume.
In the 80s, they still have hella coke and
exactly.
Still, and
but hold on,
but the world be free.
There's a major difference.
He came back and dropped 40.
There's a major difference. Social media, now we see him out with these people. League Fitz has him coming in with the blonde hair and all that stuff. The eras are different. Social media has allowed such a thing.
Yeah, you can't do anything in private anymore.
Exactly. Back in the 80s and 90s, Jordan had rules.
They was having wild parties.
Jordan had rules that people couldn't talk about.
More money. They got more money.
But still, the social media has changed that aspect, so we now know who he's.
Well, the definition of winning has changed.
That has changed also. So winning now is 4 Instagram models as opposed to 4 championships, whatever the case may be.
Right.
But thank you for that outburst. But that was very.
That was funny.
That was the funniest shit of the day.
Who's feeling?
I just want these young boys to fulfill their destiny, man. And I know times are changing, and I know it's just gonna take a rare type of individual to be able to really deal with the fame and still want to win.
All right, I want to pause now.
And that's why I love Kobe so much.
All right, thank you. I love Kobe too. We out. This segment is over. NBA basketball. We're going to come back with another segment on the different lens. JR with the spaz, Clay on the radio and all that stuff. DJ Killer Court. Do your damn thing. Your zigga zigga, zaga zaga.
It's different.
When you see you know it's on me. When you see you know it's on me. When you see you know that it's on me.
Never had a moment